welcome everyone to another episode of Starmade. Heck yeah, today's episode is dedicated to inform you guys about the new features implemented in the most recent 0.14 update. One of the biggest and most impressive updates yet. So let's not waste any more time and have a look at said features. First up, Starmade experienced a vast update in its graphics. For instance, with cascading shadow maps, Starmade's shadows now look much better, adjusting their quality depending on the distance towards the player. Also, normal maps have finally been made and implemented in the game, which allows for much more impressive rendering of terrain and other blocks. Even the lighting department has received faster lighting pre-calculations and a switch to per pixel lighting, which makes lighting look much better and fixes a lot of the bugs which you may have encountered related to lighting in Starmade. Furthermore, they implemented new skyboxes for you to enjoy, which means bye bye boring background and hello exploring is much more interesting again. Different kinds of skyboxes will be used depending in which star system you currently reside. This will make it much easier for you to recognize familiar terrain. But it doesn't stop there, yet 3 new texture packs have been implemented for you to use: Cartoon, Realistic and Pixel. It is still possible to utilize the old textures if you want to, but be aware that newly implemented blocks might have a different art style in the old pack. You may now also, for certain packs, bump the settings to high resolution if your graphics card supports it. Next up, Starmade took the next step towards character customization by implementing a new player model called Dave, including a lot of animations and a UV map with templates for your own custom skin found in the Starmade Data Skinning Resources folder. Furthermore, new models will also have a so-called emission map, which will make it possible for parts of the textures of a character to glow. A new item, the helm, has been given to Dave. So far only decorative, you can take the helm off at will, and of course in future updates it will serve its obvious purpose. The helm is also part of the skin format. Yet another tool, the Fabricator, found its way into Starmade. Momentarily you'll equip it as soon as you're placing or removing blocks in astronaut mode. Removing blocks has now finally been replaced with a time-based salvage beam system in form of the Fabricator tool. Future upgrades to this tool are planned. Another system not yet fully implemented is the new animation and model system. They have thought carefully about this, as a result of which they will be able to implement all sorts of critters, aliens, monsters, planets, ships and stations. This new system will make use of a feature capable of combining different parts of creatures into new creatures. Now hold the phone. Will we be getting randomly generated creatures in a 3D environment? Oh my god, I cannot wait. Now, as a little side note, if you are a joystick or gamepad user, this is the update for you. The update claims to now support every kind of joystick and gamepad, which is great. Another small change is that the docking beam will now emit from the cockpit instead of the core to make docking with larger ships much more convenient. Furthermore, the log panel has been introduced in this update. Activated using F1 or from the game menu, it will help you keep track of every message in-game, to which you can apply various filters. You may now also choose a player from a drop-down menu to chat with them privately in a much easier way than ever before. Also in the block department we have a few additions. First of all different rotations of corner blocks are now fully usable. Additionally, also flowers and other similar blocks can now be placed in all directions and sides. With that out of the way, we also have access to new shapes. The Penta is a new block style that has 7 sides. Its counterpart is the Tetra, which basically is the missing part of the Penta block. But the most exciting change in this department is the gravity orientations. It is now possible to use gravity in all 6 directions. This essentially means you can walk on walls and ceilings if you want to. Yay! Let's check what else has changed in the Starmade universe. There are, for instance, new types of shops with a lower frequency than normal shops, spawning with an NPC and found in new universes or not yet explored parts of existing universes. But more to that in a second. Finally, they did something about the orbiting system in Starmade. Due to too many logical problems, they changed from a star system to an individual planet's rotation system, which means everything within the planet's sector will be rotating with that. This may not yet be the best solution, but things like lag, warps and unwanted orientation changes are now a freaking thing of the past, making traveling a lot more fun and realistic again. Now with the implementation of the new NPC and AI system, a lot of things will be possible in the future. For now, only humanoid NPCs will spawn in the game with their new modular pathfinding AI, which supposedly will make it possible to implement chomping penalties or walking on bad terrain effects. Along with the new NPCs, you may hire your own AI-controlled crew. This can be done at advanced shops when talking to the NPC there. You may modify his name and control it from the AI panel. You can have a maximum of up to 5 crew with you before you have to dispatch them in your base to make room for more crew following you around. Dispatched NPCs will patiently wait for you. Also related to NPCs and enemies, you may now adjust the game difficulty, which currently only applies to single player modes. Next up, there has been done a lot of work with the Lua interface, which will make it a lot easier for modders in the future to add their own stuff without having to dive too deep into the code. Lastly, players can now, apart from screenshots, also take GIF images. Press the break button to start recording and again to finish it, and your GIF will be saved just like your screenshots. You may customize the frame rate and size of the GIF in the settings.cfg file. To make it more convenient to record ships, an orbital camera by using / has been implemented as well. The camera will fly around the current position of the player and the mouse wheel can be used to zoom. Last but not least, they have made a ton of progress bug fixing and optimization wise, which I'm not gonna get into in this video. Well guys, as you can see, a huge update and well worth the long wait. I will wrap up the episode right here. Hope you will enjoy the new features and hopefully I'll catch you in the next episode. Bye bye.